Hi friends, it's Mrs. Diehl here with our Read Aloud story for the week. So we've been talking about how things grow, and when they grow, they change. In our last story, Oscar and the Frog, we learned how the frog changed as he grew. He started out as an egg, turned into a tadpole, and then into a frog. Our story today will show us how plants change as they grow. We will see a variety of plants in here, but you want to also pay attention to around the picture because it will show us some other insects and how they change as they grow too. Our title is Zania's Flower Garden. Our author is Monica Wellington, and we know the author writes the words, but she is also the illustrator too, so she drew the pictures. Zania's Flower Garden is an informational text. It's going to provide us with information on how plants grow, okay? And we know a good reader makes predictions about what they are going to read. So let's take a little picture walk and make some predictions. Taking a look at the front cover, we see a girl on the front. We know the title is Zania's Flower Garden, so I'm going to make a prediction and guess this girl is Zania. And she is holding some sunflowers. We see around it some tools we need to plant the flowers, and I see some insects over here. Let's look through some of our pictures. Again, we see the girl. I would say that is Zania. And we see she's running towards a garden. Around the picture, we see some birds and some other plants. Below, I see a caterpillar and a butterfly. And we can see some more flowers on the pages. I see the sun. Okay, and I also see she's over here pouring some lemonade. Maybe she has a lemonade stand. I also see a sign that says, pick your own flowers. So maybe she is selling the flowers that she planted and grew. Okay. Taking a look here. It looks like the seasons might change in the book. I see some leaves falling. And if we turn the page, I see some snow. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and read the story. Remember, the story is Zania's Flower Garden. Okay. All right. So we have spring has arrived. Zania is getting her garden ready for planting. Okay, and we see S-H-E is she. She digs up the soil and turns it over with her shovel. She takes out stones and rakes the dirt smooth. The warm sun feels good as she works. Okay, so she's getting the soil ready. We see it is spring, so it is the season of spring, and she's getting her garden ready for planting. So we see her digging up some soil, taking out all the stones. Zania carefully plants many kinds of flower seeds in rows. She covers the seeds with dirt and pats it all down very gently. She sprinkles the ground with water. And we see our word all highlighted, A-L-L, all, another one of our sight words. Okay, so now she's putting the seeds into the ground. So she's starting to plant her flowers. And on the seed packet, it says sunflowers. So she is planting some sunflowers. Over here we have Zania. So we have another kind of flower, and marigolds that she is planting. And over here, if we can see, she has a notebook. And on this notebook, she is journaling what she is doing. So it says May 3rd. There's one of our pronouns, May. The third, and it says, very busy planting my seeds today, such hard work. So she has a journal of her planting her flowers. Zaniah waits for seeds to sprout. The seeds need the sun to shine, the rain to fall, and many days to pass. It is hard to wait so long for her seeds to grow. So we see it is raining, but that's good because we know plants need water and they also need sun for them to grow. And down here, her journal says, May 12th, rain all day. Ugh, but it is good for my garden. So it is raining. Every day, Zaniah checks her garden to see if anything has happened. Look, the first seedling is packing its way up through the dirt. So we can see the seed is sprouting. And if we take a look over here, we can see the stages of the flower sprouting. So we have the seed, and then the seed grows its roots, and then it starts to sprout. And our journal says, May 20th, my first sprout today. Wow. Now, Zaniah's garden is full of green sprouts growing toward the sun. Little stems grow taller. Little leaves get bigger. Little roots burrow deeper into the earth. Okay, so we can see the stems are growing taller, and now it is getting some leaves. And the roots, we know the roots are in the ground, and it says it's burrowing deeper and deeper into the ground. Her journal says, May 20th, lots of sprouts now. I can't even count them all. So they all are sprouting. Zaniah takes care of her garden every day. When the sun is hot and the soil is dry, she waters her thirsty plants. Okay, so the sun is shining, and that's good. That's what our plants need. So she is watering the plants as well. And our journal says, June 17th, no rain for a week. My garden is so dry. So we see another pronoun, our month June. And it says it hasn't rained for a week, so her garden is dry, so that is why she is watering it. She pulls up pesky weeds that try to grow out in her plants. She inspects them for greedy bugs. She measures how tall her strong and healthy plants are growing. Every day they get bigger and bigger. We can see she has a measuring stick out. She is measuring to see how tall they are growing. And we can see they're getting taller and taller. Her journal says, May 7th, my sunflower plants are so tall. I hate weeds. So when we have weeds, we want to pick those weeds out. First thing in the morning, Zaniah runs out to check her garden. She is excited to see little buds growing on many of her plants. If we can see closely, we can see some buds growing on her plants. And those buds are the flower buds, so we know they will bloom into flowers. On this page, we can see the life cycle of a butterfly. Okay, so just like the flower has stages of growing, a butterfly has stages of growing as well. And we can see it starts out as an egg, turns into a caterpillar. We have the chrysalis, the adult butterfly, and then it is ready to fly. Her journal says July 18th. So another month, and we know our months are a pronoun, so we have another pronoun, July 18th. My zinnias have buds. I wonder what color they are going to be. And then at last she finds what she has been waiting for, the first flower. One bud has bloomed. How beautiful, and what a sweet smell. There are many more buds that will open soon. Okay, we see the flower has bloomed. And her journal says, July 25th. My first flower today and lots more to come. Amazing. A big monarch butterfly landed on my finger. The garden grows and it grows with blossoming flowers. Zanaya paints, reads, and picnics among them. Butterflies flutter, bees buzz. Zanaya's garden is her favorite place to be on these warm, sunny days. Look how pretty her garden is, full of many colors, many different kinds of flowers. And her journal says August 11th. So we have a new month, August, another pronoun. I love my garden. And see, it does look very pretty. Her flowers are abundant, and Zanaya cuts some to arrange in 2 bouquets. The fragrant scents of the flowers swirl around her in the warm breeze. So you can see she's cutting them to make them into a flower bouquet. One hot summer day, Zanaya has a lemonade stand and puts up a sign. Pick your own flowers. Customers come and gather bunches of flowers and drop money in her jar. So we were right. She did have a lemonade stand, and she's allowing her customers to pick their own flowers to take home. And our journal says, August 28th, busy today at my stand. Everyone loves my flowers. And she made a sign that says, don't forget to smell the flowers. In the autumn, as it gets colder, Zanaya picks the last flowers from her garden. She finds ripe seeds that have formed. They are ready to be collected. She will save them to plant next year. So as it gets colder, we know the next season after summer is autumn or fall. So she's going to collect the seeds from the flowers that she grew so she can save them and plant them next spring. After fall, we have winter. It says the winter days are short, the sun is dim, and the ground is covered with snow. But Zanaya is already planning next year's garden. When spring comes, she will be ready to grow her very own flowers again. So now she is thinking about planting her flowers again. She is writing down what she needs to do. Her journal says December 27th. I can't wait until spring. Okay, so our story, Zanaya's Flower Garden, showed us how plants and flowers change as they grow. They start out as a little seed, they grow roots, then they grow or they sprout, then they form a bud, and then the flowers then bloom. So just like our frog grew and changed as it grew, the flowers and plants do the same. Just like as we grow, we change as we get older. All right. Thank you for listening to Zanaya's Flower Garden.